Okay, this is a controversial video, and if nothing in seeking, this will.
I'm seeking. I hate it. I want enlightenment.
How do you know you're not enlightened?
Because I keep looking for that moment when I'm silent and empty, and I have no thoughts about enlightenment.
How does that thought appear?
It appears as a voice saying I haven't gotten it yet. And then I feel bad and tense in my stomach. I feel frustrated.
And what if you let that thought of not having gotten it yet just be there, hanging in space? Just let it hang there. Notice the effort it takes to be there. Keep it there. Don't let it go anywhere.
This takes effort.
That's right.
It's disappearing.
And the feelings of frustration?
It's still there.
And what if you took the label off the frustration? How do you even know it's frustration? What is it really?
It's a clenched stomach.
What is it though?
It's energy.
And what if you took that label away as well?
It's just held there in space.
Describe the space.
Well, it's empty and silent and still.
And what's the difference between that stillness and the stillness of the mind?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Is there a difference?
No, it's just beingness. It's love. It's just knowingness, knowing itself. And yet there isn't even a knowing. Wow, this is it. How did I not see this before? I've been looking for this all my life. And it's this nothingness, this silence, this stillness. This nothingness is palpable.
That was how I used to work. Feels fabulous, feels freeing, but one could say it's the I am, feeling like it has discovered the still and silent mirror aspect of itself, instead of the noisy egoic self in the reflection. The comparison brings relief. But watch this. The mirror cracks, the I am drops. A sense of seamlessness, a sense of just this is happening. Past and future don't enter the equation like they once did. Thinking still happens, but duality no longer seems like a fundamental truth. But because this occurs in a spiritual setting, the change is seen in a spiritual light. There's still a framing of this as a truth. Maybe not as a teaching, but as a description of what it is like once the illusions fall. So imagine my surprise when after the last video, someone sensed I might be interested in Ode Terjman's work. Someone with-a-dropped me, but who put it through the scrutiny of neuroscience. These videos have pointed to the I am as the divider, the sense of self that divides rather than the thing that provides enlightenment. And seeing exactly how the brain functions so that the futility of seeking is seen for what it is. And his book agrees with that. But looking at the dropped me through the lens of neuroscience by someone with the dropped me adds an entirely new dimension to the equation. In a way, a dropped me isn't as illusory as projecting everything as consciousness, but projecting non-duality may not be anything more than a physical occurrence from which time and space and an experiencer can no longer be sensed. A discontinuity of consciousness brought on by fear of death. His story is so close to both Ramana's experience when he was a boy and the radical non-duality take on this. If it's brought on by stress, then I think the non-duality meetings need to include extreme combat sports or bring in some tigers or something. And does anyone want to sit at the feet of someone with a drop me and wait for the onset of an illness? Well, as Ramana said, if it's an illness, it's a nice illness to have. Yeah, nice that the brain finds it harder to access the illusory past and future and no longer hold on to things mentally. Seamlessness is nice. But is it a truth when the brain can but dream? And is any dream truer than any other? If you're interested in seeing the futility of the brain in the most concise and wonderfully confronting way possible, check it out.